2023 Volvo XC90 Recharge all-wheel drive plus in dark theme, 7-passenger black onyx. And throughout this review, we're gonna take a look at the interior. We're gonna show you how it is on the test drive. Will the Recharge give you the power for a fun to drive everyday vehicle for the family when you're looking at an Infiniti QX60 or a BMW X7, even an Audi Q7? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm gonna go over all the specs and details starting now. The Volvo XC90 Recharge has a dynamic look, and it should when you have over 400 horsepower underneath this, complemented with LED Thor daytime running and LED headlamps. This year, they've changed the whole scheme. So the dark theme, this theme, that theme, whatever theme. Just kidding, gotta get your attention. You're now going to have a Core, a Plus, and an Ultimate. Each one will feature different features on the exterior and on the interior. The Core's front grille will get black inserts in a chrome frame. The Plus will get a matte silver with a chrome frame with chrome bar inserts. The Ultimate will get the matte silver with chrome frame and chrome bar inserts. Bright theme adds chrome to the grille, the side window trims, and your roof rails. The dark theme darkens out all of the aesthetics for the grille, the side window trim, and your roof rails. Ground clearance of 8.8 inches, which is the best, comparing it to all of the rivals. And again, just remember, you're getting full electric range with this, where those don't even offer it. 20-inch diamond cut alloy wheels will be standard. We have upgraded 21-inch 5 double spoke alloy wheels. 13.2 inches is the front disc rating, the rear at 12.1 inches. 4-corner air suspension is an upgrade. Front double wishbone with coil springs. The rear is a multi-leaf Torsum leaf spring, both with anti-roll bars. 3.33 axle ratio. A length at 195 inches with a wheelbase at 117.5 inches. This is going to also be one of the better in the weight distribution. A near 50-50 weight distribution is what you're getting with this. And again, this is a plug-in hybrid. With the BMW X7, I like that they've redone the front and the side with the LCI. It just gives a 2-tier face in the front and on the rear. On the side profile though, this keeps more of a traditional, elegant look, especially with this onyx black metallic. With the Infiniti QX60, another great refresh in which you actually lose some interior space. Here you're not gonna sacrifice. Even in the third row, they carve out room for headspace for people tall like me. And the Audi Q7, you're not gonna even be able to fit in the third row when you're comparing to this. LED tail lamps towing up to 5,000 pounds. If you option the B6, it will lower to 4,000 pounds. Hidden exhaust outlets, which is a signature touch, and that was revised a couple of years ago. T8 badging, that's gonna emphasize that it is a hybrid engine. Charging time, according to Volvo, is 5 hours at a level 2 or a 240, and then you're gonna be getting that 32-mile range. Power liftgate to get to 15.8 cubic feet behind the third row. Storage that's going to be underneath the floor with a 12-volt, and you have this area here where you can put some bottles and it'll hold it with a little storage on both sides. Split fold the third row at a 50-50 split, increasing your cargo to 41.8 cubic feet. Split fold the second row bench at a 40-20-40 split, increasing the cargo to 85.7 cubic feet. This is a turbocharged, supercharged, and hybrid technology. Let's go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. And you still receive a little bit of an exhaust note. You're not really looking for that when you get this particular vehicle. This is going to be more luxury, but the nice thing is they give you those dynamics. They give you those cues that make this a signature, and they back the performance with a standard 2.0 liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged, the T8. It will add a supercharger and an 18.8 kilowatt lithium ion battery pack with 270 to 400 volt extended range battery, combined output of 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to an 8-speed Geartronic achieving 26 to 28 mpgs or 58 mpges in a combined of 27 miles per gallon. Full range with gas at 530 miles, with a 0 to 60 at 5 seconds, quarter mile at 13.6 seconds, stopping 70 to 0 under 190 feet. And what do these numbers compute to? This is going to be the fastest 0 to 60 and quarter mile. You're going to get the best gas consumption comparing to all of them, and you get the best range considering the size of the tank of this when you're looking at the rivals. This is the only true hybrid in the sense where you can get up to 32 miles without any gas at all. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2023 Volvo XC90 Recharge as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Volvo XC90 Recharge, you're going to receive 38.9 inches of headroom, 40.9 inches of legroom, black leather bucket front seats, 10-way power adjustment for the front occupants, memory for the driver. They're heated, ventilated. You get the real wood on the door panels, and it integrates onto the dash with the chrome underneath it and around all of your air vents. The gloss black integrates around the 9-inch vertical touchscreen with Google Maps. And we have the pinch, the swipe. This has Apple CarPlay now. It does not have Android Auto. Bluetooth connectivity, FM streaming, Bluetooth, Sirius XM, Google Assist, Google Play Store. Put it into reverse. You have a 360-degree camera when you hit it right here, full trajectory all around you, and you have 4 different pivot points that you could click on to make it a little bit easier with your parking sensors and your reverse parking camera. Upgraded Harman Kardon with 14 speakers, 600 watts, and a subwoofer. Working down, you have an area here for your key fob or to put any change. Close that up, and you have the wood inlays. Here's for your 12-volt charger, cup holders. You can easily fit about a 20 ounce, and the nice thing about Volvo is you can close all that up to keep that wood and the gloss black, and it just makes a more seamless look. A little bit more sport derived, open up inside, and it's going to be a little bit smaller with a USB-C port. Going on to the 3-spoke leather wrap steering wheel, it's heated, multi-function. The gauge cluster is a 12-inch digital reader. Because we have the Google interface, you can put the maps on the screen. We do not have heads-up display. It's more of a flat dash, but I like how the Harman Kardon comes into play right here. That integrates into the door panel with that wood and your memory for the driver. You're going to have that satin and chrome look that wraps around. One touch up and down for all the windows, soft for your elbows, and it's a pretty long storage pocket. Always a favorite of mine, the touch sensitive for your lights. When it works, there it is. And the touch sensitive to open that pano moonroof that does go to the second row. Let's see how I look back there. For the second row, I'm at 38.5 inches of headroom, 37 inches of legroom. These seats can recline whenever you find it, and you just recline it, but not gonna recline. There we go. Back, in which it would be very complicated for somebody my dimensions to fit back there, as you're noticing. You can also adjust these forward, and this is all the way up, so that way the occupants behind me have sufficient room. But I would say the happy medium for both of us is going to be in the center, so I can sit here without my legs being pretty much against the driver or passenger seat, and they're not totally against the back of the second row. The floor is not completely flat. We have a quad climate control, heated rear seats, your air vents in the center, 2 USB-C ports, storage behind both of the front seats, and you have your air vent on the side pillars. The door panel receives the wood inlays, more of your everyday materials on the top, soft where you rest your elbows or your armrests. One touch up and down. It's going to be a smaller storage pocket. You also receive a booster seat, which is fairly easy to operate in the center, and it closes just like so. Sitting into the center, headroom is no issue, nor is leg space, as long as I'm all the way back. If I adjust it a little bit, I still am okay. I am going to be sharing feet, butt, and shoulder space because it's a booster seat. Also, it's going to be a little bit less comfortable in the center, but I got the air vents that blows right in my face, so that way it accommodates me. Entering into the third row, pretty easy. Just slide it forward and walk right on in. For the third row, I'm at 36.3 inches of headroom because they've carved out the headliner, so it makes it a little bit better for tall people. Leg space though, 31.9 inches, and as you saw from the second row, the different configuration, it's going to be a little bit tight. You have a cup holder on both sides and some storage in your air vents on the side pillars with a squared window, and because we have the upgraded Harman Kardon, speakers are going to be on each side for the third row occupants. 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque. For the price point, this is the most power you will get, especially when you're comparing it to any of the rivals, because when you go into BMW or Audi, you're going to have to go into an S, or you're going to have to go into the M60i. All those vehicles start escalating to 100,000, in which you would save anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 when you get this model. The Infiniti QX60, now we have a 9-speed automatic transmission, which they implemented in 2022, so it's a little bit quicker in the 0 to 60. It's the same powertrain, so you're not going to receive anything much more, but you will increase towing 1,000 pounds with the all-wheel drive, where this is only 5,000 pounds. If you get the front-wheel drive, you do go down to 3,500 pounds. The way you sit in this, it does feel like I'm sitting higher up. I do like that everything is more visible too. All the windows are very large, super quiet in the interior. And right now I'm using zero emissions, so I'm not using the combustion engine, and I can get up to 32 miles, which is crazy. Unfortunately, when you push it, that gas engine does turn on. Is it loud? Not really. And you can see getting in and out of lanes, I mean, this thing is super quick. That's why I think Volvo is going in the right direction. You're getting a car under $80,000 with this much power, 0 to 60, around 5 seconds flat, quarter mile in the 13-second margin. That's awesome for a car that's 195 inches and an SUV. The seats are a bit more firm, I will say, at this price point, and they don't have as many seat adjustments, and the gauge cluster is not as configurable as a lot of the rivals. So that is one thing that hopefully they will integrate and update their software, because we just now received Apple CarPlay, which was a huge thing for Volvo, because when they changed the Google interface, they didn't even have that. We still don't have Android Auto. Now it's going to take me to the things I like and dislike. We're going to start off with 3 things that I like about the vehicle. It's a practical car, everyday family use, and it's something that you can get a lot cheaper than the rivals at a base model, in which you're not going to receive this many MPGs, this much technology, and room for 7 to fit my size. The second thing that I like about this is it's not the longest vehicle. It doesn't feel long because the windows and the way it's structured, it doesn't feel wide, but you have a lot of space in the interior, in which when you're under 200 inches, you start sacrificing. Yes, you're going to have to move the second row up, and maybe the driver and passenger seat, depending on how tall somebody is in the back. However, you can still fit adults my dimensions in all 3 rows without doing so. The last thing that I like is the styling on the exterior. I feel it has a very dynamic stance to it, in which when you're getting into luxury, they usually emphasize a lot of chrome. With the Volvo, they don't. They give you all the gloss black, or they just match the paint color because this is the dark theme. 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle is the charging time is a little bit long. 5 hours for 32-mile range, that is great. However, when you get into Hyundai or Kia, you're going to be doing it in about 2.2 hours. You're getting about 18 to 20 miles, so it's about half, but still, when you're looking at 5 hours, you're not going to get a quick charge. That's almost like overnight type of a charge, depending on your work schedule. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicle is they do not give you a lot of seat functionalities, and at a $76,000, $77,000 price point, I'm really expecting to get power cushion extensions, some extensions on the side bolstering to make it more sport drive, and they just don't give it to you. And your brakes, I mean, it does both for safety and performance. At around 20 miles, it just takes off, and because you have over 500 pound-feet of torque, you feel it and you can see it lift. Turn radius at a stop point, it's going to take you to almost 3 lanes. Let's rock and roll. You got to get to work quick, you're going to do so. you need some maneuverability, you can do so. The steering wheel has a little weight to it. Upgraded wheels, even if I go over imperfections in the road, I'm not really sacrificing, nor am I sacrificing in road noise so much. So the sound deadening, awesome job. The suspension, they tick the box with that. Visibility in the front is very good. The A-pillars are shaped a little different than normal in the sense of they're more boxy and not rounded off, but it actually makes it a little bit easy to see without too many blind spots in the front. The last thing that I dislike is in the second row when you go to enter. The doors do not open up to like a 90 degree. They open up to about a 55 or 65 degree. It'd be nice if it was more of a 75 or 80 minimum because of the way the seats are structured. Obviously they did this to make it easier in the sense of having more space in the interior, so they had to adjust the way the doors are. However, that extra 10 degrees really does play a role in making it easier to enter into the back seats. The way Volvo does their interior, it makes it really a hidden gem in the sense that if you were to enter this vehicle, I picked you up, you would have no idea the power underneath this. We only have one badge in the back. So displaying how much power you have in the interior, they don't really stress it with anything like carbon fiber or any type of materials that would make you think other than this is just luxury. So when you go into the BMW, you can option those things and it will make it look and feel more sporty inside. And on the exterior, most people think already BMW high performance. When you get into Audi, the same thing. When you get into Infiniti, they do the same thing as Volvo, stressing the luxury. One thing I wish that they would have added a little bit more of that performance underneath or in the interior, because they do such a great job with the whole dynamics of this particular vehicle. Another thing Volvo does now is the crystal gear lever. You can option that on any of the models. Smooth driving and a blend of everyday use, you get it with this. When you go into the rivals, it's going to be a little bit more of a stiffer suspension for Audi and BMW. As for Infiniti, it's going to be about the same, but the interior noise is going to be more quiet in this particular one. I'd like to thank Crown Volvo Cars for giving us this 2023 Volvo XC90 Recharge for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the next video and the subscribe button. Check out the Instagram, merchandise, and website, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.